Hi guys, welcome to the CyberSecurity Skills Tech Bites. So today we're going to talk about top skills that you need as a security engineer. These are the skills that come from our own experience as consultants, having worked in the industry for more than 10 years, designing systems and also troubleshooting. So these are things that I picked up to be quite fundamental, to make you a great cybersecurity engineer. So the first one is routing and switching. So when I say routing and switching, what I mean is the ability to understand, how networks operate at the local level and also at the global level. So for example, how the internet works, you need to be able to, master the routing and switching, because the fundamental when it comes to secure networks or digital networks for that matter is essentially these routers and switches that are interconnecting to provide us the ability to transact data back and forth. Specific examples, we're talking about products like Cisco, right? So if you never heard of Cisco, you definitely need to get started. Things like CCNA, CCNP, it's definitely a good start. Also, another one called Juniper Networks, right? So these are just examples because there are many other products, but I'm just giving you things where you can get started. So you can download some of the virtual editions of Cisco, what we call Cisco simulators, that you can then go ahead and install onto your local machine, to be able to get started. So routing and switching, right? Cisco is by far the best bet, and also other products like Juniper Network. So you got to have a good understanding, of that. The second one is the ability to understand firewalls. So here, when I say firewalls, the understanding of network and application firewalls. So these are the guys, the gatekeepers, within your network, usually your first line of defense when it comes to attacks. So we need to know how to go ahead and configure those and also how they work. So the usual ones include things like Checkpoint. So if you never heard of Checkpoint, go ahead and have a look. You can download a virtual edition of Checkpoint and then get to play with that in the in the lab. So it gives you a very solid foundation when it comes to firewalls. And then we have IPS RDS. And on previous lectures, on previous session, we discussed the ins and outs of IPS and RDS. So here it's quite fundamental to understand how intrusion prevention systems and intrusion detection systems work. Right, so the kind of names and the kind of products that we can get started with include things like Snort. Right, so this is by far the most popular when it comes to teaching the concept of IPS RDS at university, and there's also a free version that you can go ahead and download and then start playing. Right, again, these are, you can have them downloaded, free of charge, as a trial edition, to get you started. Then we move a bit further. We can also discuss what we call web gateways, right? So these are systems that allow companies to detect web transactions, coming in and leaving the company, and then giving us the ability to do what we call web filtering, to decide where users are going on the internet, and also to do a lot of ability to check, right, for malicious website and things like that. So web gateways at the enterprise level are fairly critical. So some of the brands you probably already know, companies like Blue Coat System, and also another one called ClearSwift. So these are just examples of system you can go ahead and use to provide web content filtering. So fundamentals when it comes to checking transactions and also making sure employees or users are doing what they're supposed to do, and they don't go ahead and infect the company when they're surfing the internet, right, going to malicious website. We can go further and then talk about ADCs. So these are application delivery controllers, very fundamentals when it comes to delivering enterprise applications. So you're normally going to have an ADC going ahead and doing things like load balancing. So if one system is down, the ADC could direct traffic to another system. And also things like security at the application level. So ADCs are quite fundamentals of protecting the your backend application. So certainly, as security engineers, you're going to have to understand how they work and also get a bit of hands-on. We can also carry on those 6. We can talk about MFA, which is multiple factor authentication. So for example, when you go to access your bank, right, they will normally give you a token, right, or via a physical token, or usually use your phone when they send you a token to be able to access your banking transaction, or when you make a payment. So those are normally provided by multi-factor authentication systems, right? So something you know, i.e. your PIN, and then usually something you have, which is going to be your token that the bank has given you. As a security engineer, you're going to have to understand how those systems work and how they operate. And then finally, operating systems. So here I'm going to write OS, right? So these are operating systems. So the most common one include things like Windows, operating system, but you also have Linux, which is getting increasingly popular, and also obviously Mac operating system. So again, as a security professional, you're going to have to understand how those operating systems work, including the command line, and obviously being able to write some of the programs onto those systems. As a bonus, I'm probably going to also add API, application programming interfaces. So this is a way to go ahead and program systems to interact with other systems. So obviously I know programming is a different context within this these 3 points, but it's certainly something good to know. So there you go, 7 points that you need to go ahead and think about if you want to become cybersecurity master. Thank you.